I think we will start. So I just want to welcome everybody. We're going to do an hour here on adding battery radio control to your locos, and thank everybody for showing up. Also, this is a special occasion. We're being videotaped for large scale online, so you're all going to be part of this. So you know, don't do things that you don't want videotaped, right? Okay. You know, our hobby has gotten so much more fun over the years. I've been doing this since '91. That I think adding battery control is one of the more exciting aspects of running trains. Because the last thing we don't want to do is be down on our hands and knees, spending 20 minutes or 30 minutes just prepping the track, and then it starts to rain, or it gets cold, or the people are here and it's time to run something. So by choosing to go with battery power, you always have a reliable source. Turn the switch on and the loco will be able to run for you. So what I've got on the agenda here is topics that a lot of you folks were kind enough to write to me, in which I asked, what would you like to talk about? So I have put my glasses on for this part. So what we're going to go over here, and if you have any questions, because we only have an hour and it goes very quickly, please ask, and I'm just going to try to cover as much as we can here. But I've been in the business actually since '89, experimenting with radio control. I have also my helper, installer, Bob Buck over here. So if afterwards, if you have any technical questions, Bob is here, and we can surely go over installations and things like that for you. I do have a question for the group, and it's a two-part question. All right, and by a show of hands, how many folks have battery power now? Okay, all right. Well, that's kind of interesting. They're mostly on this side. All right, that makes it easy. Thank you. All right. And now those that have battery power, do you still have track power? Show of hands. Okay. All right. And those that are just pure battery power, show of hands. So, okay. Now the reason I ask all those questions is that we all have an investment in track power. So you're not going to turn it off right away. These engines will operate with track power as well as on battery power. So you get the best of both worlds. This way, if friends come over, they can still run their trains. This way, if you don't convert all your trains, you can run together. So your battery power trains can chase your track power trains. So you're always able to run equipment. All right. Now, here's another question for the group. Again, by a show of hands, how many of you consider yourself operators? And if you don't know the definition, we'll get to that. So we have a few hands. All right. The other question is, how many of you are more of garden railroaders, where you want to see the train run for a period of time, but you're not necessarily operating stuff? So, all right. Now the reason I ask that is that I got to try to appeal to everybody in the group. All right. And a lot of us come from the indoor HO world, which we're more operators and understanding all the rivet counting on engines and things like that. Well, the cool thing about, I think, our scale is that we can attract both, and we can just have a lot of fun. So the whole purpose of adding battery power is to have more fun, all right, as time goes on here. Okay, so what I wanted to do just quickly, for those that aren't familiar enough with battery control, all right, whatever system you choose, you're going to have a transmitter, and that transmitter can come in many different shapes and sizes. All right, I happen to represent the RCS system, so I'm using this particular brand. All right, so this is the transmitter. A lot of you have probably train engineers for track power, so you've seen that walkie-talkie style transmitter. Local Link and AirWire have a similar size transmitter. So you're going to have a transmitter. All right, then you're going to have some electronics that go inside your loco, and then you're going to have a battery pack. So it sounds pretty straightforward, all right? And so operational wise, what I'm going to do is just give you a quick little rundown here. I'll let the sound of this move down. So, all right. So again, no wires, nothing connected to the track. It's magic, you know, it just runs by itself. And if you have a sound system, you get to play all the different sound effects that are on there as well. So if I didn't have any track, it would run. And somebody was telling me they're coming out with plastic track. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how well that'll get received. But maybe that'll work out good. But with radio control, it's as simple as that. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed that, oh, this is a technology I got to learn, it's going to be complicated or whatever. Every transmitter has a little different style. You just got to learn the buttons and away you go. All right. Now, there's several different types of installations. On here I talk about an onboard installation, which means everything is inside the loco. Whether it's a diesel or it's a steam engine with a tender, you can fit the gear inside that tender, all right? Another type of installation is what we call a trailer car installation, and that's what this one represents here. Inside this container car is all the electronics. There's a cable that connects into the loco, and off you go. So these are the two styles of installations. And now some of the locos today have a switch built into them. Aristocraft had started this a while ago, and we thanked them for that. And it says battery track right on the loco. So by flipping it to battery and using this trailer car idea, you plug into the cable that's already on the loco, and then off you go. So if I was to pick this engine up and put it on here right now and use this transmitter, all right, I'd be running that engine on its own because it gets its power from the trailer car. So one thing with the Aristocraft products, it's the simplest installation because you just put the gear in a box car, a passenger car, a container car, anything you want, and you can just plug it into their cable and off you go, all right? Now to keep this focused, I'll take questions on some of the limitations of doing it this way a little later, because some of you might wonder, well, how many engines can I run this way? And there are some more technical things, and I'll be happy to get into that, but I just want to keep us a little more focused here. Okay, now on this loco, let me just bring it back a little bit so I can point out what's going on here. All right, I know that's an unprototypical speed, but I only have so much time. Okay, now what we've got in here is all kinds of stuff, and you go, oh, what am I going to do now? Okay, well, this is the new Bachmann K27, and what Bachmann has done, which is really exciting, they have adapted this new universal board, this plug-and-play board. So this big green circuit board here is all